I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
The vision of Doral Academy Charter Middle High School is to set the standard for outstanding student achievement while providing a safe and nurturing academic environment.
Rise and shine, Firebirds. I'm Alyssa Zabalo.
And I'm Samantha Gutierrez, and today is Friday, May 15th, and welcome back to this week's edition of The Rise.
Now that there's only 1 week left of AP testing, summer is closer than ever before.
That's right, and coming up on today's episode, Europe promises to reopen for summer tourism in the wake of coronavirus,
the opening of Miami-Dade businesses,
an insight into the impact this year has had on our seniors,
Esteban Rodriguez will fill us in with the latest What It Do,
some tips to guide us through AP testing,
and last but not least, your weekly announcements.
All this and more.
Coming up on this sophomore edition of The Rise. Earlier this week, the European Union revealed an action plan to get its internal borders and other connections to reopen, since they've been strangled due to the pandemic. Some countries are already naming specific dates to reopen their borders. German Chancellor said Wednesday that many internal European Union border restrictions would be lifted by June 15th.
As for local news, NBC has reported that the city councils are discussing on reopening Miami-Dade after 2 months of lockdown. Even though these strategies are being discussed, opening would be very strict, with the opening of only the following: retail, restaurants, and personal care businesses such as barbershops and salons. With the opening of these businesses, social distancing will still be implemented.
For those of you who didn't watch the documentary showcase, it was one for the books.
Here's Sofia Aviles with a look on how the senior class is handling the change of plans. And remember, if you still want to watch the documentaries, they will be on Fiber TV YouTube channel.
Senior year, first day in crowns, last day in gowns. All your firsts come to their lasts, as you're surrounded by people who have grown with you. Spirit weeks, senior nights, homecoming, prom, grad bash, applications, and graduation. You have endless memories to make.
The 2019 novel coronavirus is getting a lot of attention now. In-person learning in school buildings will be suspended for the rest of the school year.
There's a bunch of bright sides to this. Definitely, I'm just spending more time with my family, getting more closer with them. And I've been seeing around the world that everyone's coming together. You know, there's always a good thing out of the bad thing. I always look at it that way, you know, and everything happens for a reason. So, you know, just good vibes. That's it.
As hard as it is, I feel like we have to look for that positive. Our class kind of like, everybody in our senior class, we're really like something different. And I feel like, who else would it happen to? Like, it had to be us. Like, it wouldn't be us if there wasn't something like this. And at the end of the day, it sucks because, yeah, we didn't get to appreciate everything, like, have prom. But we had fun on a normal Tuesday just because, like, there was never a dull moment. Like, it was always something. It's just, like, we went through it together and we're all in the same place right now. We're going through the same thing, so.
I think we're definitely gaining perspective. We're definitely taking a step back and looking at the way we live differently. So yeah, we missed a little bit of our senior year, but like we have our whole lives ahead of us and we can't take that for granted because there are people obviously right now that don't. So we just gotta keep living, keep going.
Now it's time for Esteban Rodriguez to lighten the mood.
Here he is with the latest segment of What It Do.
Hey, what's good, Firebirds? Welcome to a very special edition of What It Do with Esteban Rodriguez. I'm your host, Esteban Rodriguez, and today we are on the rise. So without further ado, let's get started. Now that we're stuck at home, it's a good idea to start working on our summer bodies. And I have been on that grind, okay? Let me tell you, I've been lifting, I've been on a diet, and I've been super active lately. So expect big things from me next year. Listen, y'all, 2020, I'm just gonna say it hasn't been it this year, alright? Since day one, it hasn't been it, alright? And with this whole pandemic thing, it's just gotten even worse. But for some reason, the universe decided to send us killer wasps. If this isn't the universe telling us to stay inside, then I don't know what is. And with the whole graduation situation with the seniors, I mean, you gotta look at the bright side. Huh? Oh, sorry. It's my neighbor's birthday and they're doing a little car honk outside. Friends. Anyways, we gotta look on the bright side, okay? At least they can attend comfortably, you know? Like, ladies, you can go to your graduation in Crocs instead of heels. And I don't want to hear any more complaints about the AP exams, because not only are they easier, but at least we're not in somewhere like Hawaii taking it at like 2 a.m. in the morning. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'd rather be scrolling through TikTok at 2 a.m. in the morning rather than taking an AP exam. Speaking of TikTok, there's this weird trend, this strange trend where people are grabbing their mirrors and putting them outside to take mirror selfies. I mean, why? I mean, how bored do you have to be to grab your mirror, drag it across your house, explain to your mom what you are doing, and then argue over that, only to set up the mirror outside, take the pictures, and at the end, delete them all because you don't like any of them? I mean, it was just like, tell me I'm wrong. Well, that's all we have for today, Firebirds. Thank you so much for watching this special edition of, again.
Sorry, I gotta fix something.
Can I wait after?
No, you won't even notice that I'm here, okay?
Okay, just don't make noise, alright?
No.
Okay. Alright. Well, Firebirds, thank you so much for what?
Oh, sorry.
Well, Firebirds, thank you so much for watching this very... Are you done?
I think so.
Okay. Well, Firebirds, thank you so much for watching this very special edition of the rise of what I'm your host, Esteban Rodriguez. You know what? Whatever. It's just. I'll see you next time. Bye. God, one show.
To those of you who have AP testing next week, remember being in quarantine is not an excuse to fail all your exams.
That's right, and to give you some tips and tricks on how to maximize your testing experience, here's Sofia Hoyos.
With AP exams taking place in our homes this year, many of us have been thrown off by the unfamiliar schedule. And even though some of you have already finished your first week of testing, we wanted to make sure you finish off strong next week with some additional tips. First of all, make sure to fill out the AP checklist provided to you by College Board for every exam that you register to take. This will make things easier for you the day of your exam and prevent you from feeling any more stress. Set your alarms to go off a couple hours and 1 hour prior to taking your exams to make sure you don't forget to log in at the times necessary. Since exams are at home this year, make sure to notify your family of the testing dates and times to make sure there are zero disruptions and you're able to stay completely focused. Remember that this year's exams are open book and open note. Take the time to make yourself a cheat sheet to cover basic strategies and general ideas. Underline and highlight some topics that you feel may give you some trouble during the test so you can access them easier. College Board requires you to log in 30 minutes before your exam starts, so be mindful. Lastly, make sure to get lots of sleep for at least 2 nights prior to the exam. Do things that keep you relaxed. Going over material is important, but so is self-care.
Those are all the tips we have for you today, and we wish you the best of luck in your final week of AP testing. Signing off from Firebird TV, I'm Sofia Ojos.
Even though it's the end of the school year, there are plenty of events still happening that you should be aware of. With that being said, here are your weekly announcements.
Tomorrow is Senior Caravan at 4 p.m. Remember to wear a mask and show school spirit. The 8th grade caravan will be on Sunday.
Next week is the last week of AP testing. Check the College Board website for more information.
The middle school sports banquet will be on May 18th at 7 p.m. and the high school sports banquet will be the 19th at the same time.
And remember to stay safe, Firebirds. Wash your hands frequently and practice social distancing.
That's all for today's edition of The Rise.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias at Firebird TV for all the latest updates.
Happy Friday from all of us here at FBTV, and we hope you have an amazing weekend.